Hello, vinyl community and everybody else watching this video. Thought I'd show off a little more of the collection and some new finds as well. This recently came out of the boxes I just bought. Excuse me. Get a quick drink. Cheers. Out of the boxes I just bought, we have Vic Damone, Closer Than a Kiss. This is on a Columbia 6i. I know nothing about this record currently. I'm going to be spinning it to find out if it's going to be one of them to keep or not. Sorry. I know nothing about this, like I said, so nobody want to have to check out. Lavernon Davis, Songs of Hope. This is a gospel album done by a preacher out of Hillsdale, Michigan, which is where I grew up. Now, I've had this in my collection at one other point in time and got rid of it. If my memory serves me correctly, it wasn't one that I enjoyed. Chances are I still don't enjoy it, but I will at least give it a spin. Mac Davis Greatest Hits. This is from 1979. I believe this is on Columbia, yes. Needs clean bad. Somebody had their fingers all over it. So we'll see if it'll clean up. I do like Mac Davis, so this is probably one that's going to be added to the collection. On Decca, we have a Sammy Davis Jr., Porgy and Bess, Sammy Davis Jr., and Carmen McRae. Know nothing about it. Not a huge Sammy Davis Jr. fan, but I will give it a spin. Hooray for Hollywood, Doris Day. Now this is going to be a Columbia 6i. And it's something I'll give a spin. I do like Doris Day, so we'll give it a shot and see what it's like. This record's in bad shape. It's on the Colpix label. This is Dennis the Menace, which is stuff that I really do like, and I'm hoping that it plays well. It does seem to have some surface scratches, but we will give it a spin after we get it cleaned up and find out what that's all about. Here we have the Deputies, Roger Miller's Songbook. This is on the Wincott label. That's going to be like a Tops record, one of those that's not the original artist. 75 years of great music. This is Diamond Jubilee. Again, something I know nothing about, but it's intriguing. I will check it out. This is on the International Award Series label. I will give it a spin. It's kind of intriguing. Looks like we start off with turn of the century from 1900 to 1913. We have the gay 90s, 1890s. The sound of the 50s from 50 to 61. This should be interesting. At least give it a spin. This is kind of cool. Fats Domino Swings. This has his hit Blueberry Hill on it. This is on the Imperial House record label. Needs a good cleaning, but I think it's going to clean up nicely. Give it a good cleaning, I think it's going to be just fine. Tommy Dorsey on Decca. I don't have the original jacket. Dragsville, Little Deuce Coupe and Drag City. This is also on Wincott, so of course we have no idea who the artist is on this. Dragsville by the Woofers. Roy Drusky and Priscilla Mitchell. on Mercury. Together Again. Roy Drusky is a country artist that was big in the 50s and 60s on the Mercury label. Somebody else I know nothing about, Peter Duncan. Transition is the name of the album. This is on Decca Records. This is still in the original shrink. It costs $3.47 new at Kmart. There's your Decca label. Got the original Decca inner sleeve, which I'm not going to pull out right now. Here's another one from the same gentleman, Peter Duncan, his piano and his orchestra. The Party's On. Again, still on Decca. And this one I thought was cool. I'm not a huge Dylan fan, but this is a classic album, no doubt. John Wesley Harding. You know, I forgot to mention before we started the video what's spinning. In the background, we have some Charlie Daniels. This is Honey in the Rock. This is one of his first albums. If not, I believe it's actually his first album. This only produced one hit, which was Uneasy Rider. Now I'll show you some out of the collection. On the OK record label, we had Ted Daffin's Texas. This is a 78. That Won't Heal My Broken Heart. Backed with You're Breaking My Heart. Charlie Daniels on Kama Sutra, Fire on the Mountain. This included the hits Long-Haired Country Boy and The South's Gonna Do It Again, along with his great rendition of Orange Blossom Special. This is early for him. This is on the Kama Sutra. This is the original. I take that back. This is a Columbia sleeve. It's not a Kama Sutra. I take that back. It's on the Kama Sutra label. As well as the one playing is also on Kama Sutra. Charlie Daniels, High Lonesome. This is from 1976. This is on the Epic label. And I don't think this actually had, well, Carolina. But I don't think that was a top 10 hit for him. It's on the Orange Epic label. Charlie Daniels Band, Midnight Wind. This is from 1977. Also on Epic. This is kind of cool. This is a volunteer jam, 3 and 4, hosted by the Charlie Daniels Band, with special guests, Wet Willie, Sea Level, Willie Nelson, Grinder Switch, Winter Brothers, Toy Caldwell, Paul Riddle and the Marshall Tucker Band, John Creech and Myron LaFever. The 2-record set on Epic. There's the gatefold. This is from 1978, Charlie Daniels Band. T. John, Grease, and Wolfman. Got a great version of Drinking Wine Spodiote on here that he does. Million Mile Reflections by the Charlie Daniels Band. This is from 79. This brought you The Devil Went Down to Georgia. His biggest hit, I believe. Full Moon. This brought you The Legend of Willie Swamp. And In America. This is from 1980. also on Epic. Windows, which this included Still in Saigon. This is from 1982. And this one includes my favorite song of his. This is from 1985. Me and the Boys. And this included the hit Drinking My Baby Goodbye, which was my favorite Charlie Daniels song. This is a Worth More extended play record for 78. Jack Daniels doing Hot Diggity, Rufus Gordon, The Magic Touch, backed with Ivory Tower by Ellen Scott, and Long Tall Sally, Rufus Gordon. One I don't have the jacket for, on Capricorn Records, this is Johnny Darrell and a Water Glass Full of Whiskey from 1975 on Capricorn. Daryl Wayne Dasher, Great Big Sky. This is from 2013. This is a good friend of mine who's doing well in the music industry. If you have not heard this man yet, I really, truly suggest that you look him up. He calls his style country and folk, western and folk, something like that. It's a great album. Daryl Wayne Dasher. This is a Shaped record. This is from a guy named David. The song is called Rock and Roll Asshole. Um, 1976, the year before I was born. This is Dave and Sugar, their debut album. I wore this out when I was a kid on an 8-track. This says poster included. And cool enough, the poster is here. I believe the Sugar part of this group changed several times, but Dave stayed there for most of it. Phenomenal. This is something I always enjoyed growing up, was Dave and Sugar. Excuse me. Another Dave and Sugar is Tear Time. This is from 1978. These are all in RCA Victor. This is their greatest hits. This is from 1981. I don't have the jacket, nor do I have a sleeve. Maybe someday I'll find a replacement. Dave and Sugar, That's the Way Love Should Be. This is from 1977. This is a record I just played today. This was in the new batch. Christmas Sing-Along with the Davidson Singers. Davidson Singers. This is sometime in the early 50s. This is a Styrene album, 33 1/3 Styrene, on the Grand Prix record label. Like I said, it is Styrene, not vinyl. Here's a 78 that's in really bad shape. This is Eva Davis, Wild Bill Jones. This was actually my grandmother's record, which is the only reason I keep it. It's hardly playable and very difficult to listen to. It's from the 40s. Actually, earlier than that. I believe it was actually 20s. Excuse me. On Decca, we have You Are My Sunshine by Jimmy Davis. This is an early Decca pressing. This is got the original inner sleeve. This is on that. No, I apologize. This is a regular Decca label. I thought it was that early silver Decca. I apologize. I screwed up. Also on Decca, Jimmy Davis, Going Home for Christmas. Here's Mac Davis, Stop and Smell the Roses from '74. That's on Columbia. Texas in My Rearview Mirror. This is from 1980. He has switched labels to the Casablanca label. Same label that Kiss was on. And the Village People. Got the original inner sleeve. And there's that classic Casablanca label. Also on Casablanca, we have Mac Davis and It's Hard to Be Humble. The Many Faces of Sammy Davis Jr. This is on a Pickwick record. This is the silver Pickwick label. Skeeter Davis on RCA Camden, I've Forgotten More Than You'll Ever Know. This is from 1964. It includes the hit I've Forgotten More Than You'll Ever Know. Also, Skeeter Davis, What Does It Take to Keep a Man Satisfied? This is from 1967. Tony Orlando and Dawn Candidia, Knock Three Times. This is before they included the Tony Orlando part. It was just called Dawn. This is on Bell Records. Dennis Day sings Christmas is for the Family. Introduction by Jack Santa Benny. That's on the Design label, which I've shown before. There's a couple 78s here. This is Doris Day and Buddy Clark, Love Somebody. Backed with Confess. How Lovely Cooks the Meat. This is Frankie Lane and Doris Day, backed with Sugar Bush. And just Doris Day, A Guy is a Guy, backed with Who. This is a 10-inch album, Doris Day, T for Two. That's on RCA. Or, I'm sorry, Columbia. Excuse me. Why did I say RCA? Columbia, Six Eye, Love Me or Leave Me. Movie soundtrack. Doris Day's Greatest Hits. Wonderful Day, Doris Day. This one's in pretty rough shape. Eddie Dean does a tribute to Hank Williams. This is on the Design label. It's him doing all Hank Williams Sr. songs. I didn't show the design label on that last one. It was there, but I'll show it here. This is actually a little bit different design label than the first one. This is a Spectrum from Design. Full Spectrum sound by Design. On Guest Star Records, this is Jimmy Dean. A side is Jimmy Dean. The B side is The Town and Gentleman. This is on Guest Star Records. On the Premier label, we have Jimmy Dean on one side and Luke Gordon is on the flip. Here's another one. This is Jimmy Dean on one side and the Stoneman Family Country Favorites. Now, the cool part about this one, I'm going to take this out of the sleeve. It's on Wind Records. Jimmy Dean, of course, is the A side. The B side is the Stoneman Family. And a few years ago, I got to meet Ronnie, who was the ironing board lady on Yeehaw. Met her several times. And actually stayed at her home, and she got this signed for me by her and two of her sisters. This is Ronnie's signature here, and then this is Patsy's signature and Donna's signature. I believe Patsy has now passed since this was done. I believe Patsy passed just this last year. Hymns by Jimmy Dean. This is on the Columbia Harmony label. The Fabulous Jimmy Dean, Billy Cotton and the Western Gentleman. You got Jimmy Dean on one side and Billy Cotton on the flip. This is on Crown Records. There's that Crown label. Jimmy Dean, The First Thing Every Morning on Columbia. Also, we have Jimmy Dean's Christmas card. This one has some water damage, unfortunately. This is on the Columbia label as well. And Jimmy Dean, Big Bad John, and Other Fabulous Songs and Tales. Well, I think we will call it an end for this video, but there's a little more here I want to show off, so please stay tuned, and thanks for watching. Again, if there's something, if you have any suggestions on how to make my videos better, something I can do to make these more interesting, please let me know. Thank you very much.